What up, beautiful people? It is your homegirl, Shameless. All up in her building. I am home. I'm never home anymore. I've been on the road a lot, hence my lack of Techie Tuesday videos, or videos for that matter. But so I'm just trying to share with you what I have, what I know, and hopefully inspire you to do you, boo, and be shameless. So I'm not gonna have Techie Tuesday every Tuesday, but I do have a lot of videos for you. Read the description box. Okay, first up, a steamer. This is a portable steamer. I got this at Target. You can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. I've seen it there. And if I can find a link, I'll put it in the description box. Perfect for traveling. Okay, ooh. And the pièce de résistance is the camera I'm shooting on. This is the Canon 5D. It's amazing. I bought it. It was my gift to myself along with the lens. Where's the lens? I've worked very hard and I have grinded it out. I'm used to working like a kabillion jobs and never having enough money to buy what I want. And I finally can buy the thing that's been on my list. So Canon 5D Mark III and my dream lens, the 24-70 2.8. And I just recently got this when I was in New Orleans. I didn't know beforehand I was going to be photographing Prince. So when they asked me to, I had to buy a lens because where I am in the pit, even though it's close, it's still not close enough. So I got this lens, which is 70 to 200 2.8. Now these are both pricey lenses, OMG, but it's for Prince. I have to have the awesome epic lens. So these were worth the investment for me. I'm not saying buy what you can't afford. I've been doing photography for 12 years. I've never been able to buy the best of the best. I've always either rented it or just used my this one, my 18-55. Honestly, most of the videos on my channel have been shot on the 18-55 kit lens. I think it's like 4.5 or 5 point something. This is so mashup. That's the lens I use, this, or the 50 1.8, which is on my camera. These two lenses, they're affordable and they get the job done, and I haven't had any problems with them. I spent all this money on the lens and the camera. I did not want to put it in this ugly free lunchbox that came with the purchase. I'm not wearing this bulky bag when I'm working. And when I work, I like to look fly, especially at an event like the Essence Festival. If I were doing a shoot for like Fashion Week, I am not that photographer. So I said no to this, and I spent a good amount of time scouring the internet for a camera bag. There were a couple on Etsy that I found that were cute, but I found this bag. This company, anabags.com. This is so fierce for me. It's like a purse. It is a purse, but it's lined inside for all your camera stuff. This is the second bag. This one I like for different reasons. This was $129, I believe. This camera bag I like because it is smaller. This is more of like an everyday giveaway. Stay tuned to the very end. Read the description box. Stay tuned. Now, I have this ginormous lens and heavy camera, and my tripod wasn't cutting it anymore, so I got this. I got this from B&H here in New York. And this is a video tripod. I have been using a photo tripod because it's like lightweight, but because this is heavier, I needed something more sturdy. And what I like about this is the ball head, see, woo! And it's smooth. So panning up and down, not that I do any of that really, but this is all really smooth. This I bought, it was like $200 and something. But for me, I'm trying to be less cheap. especially now that I'm making more money and I want to invest in better things. I always say, buy what you can afford, and once you can afford more, spend more. So I'm spending a little bit more. So I got that tripod. I got this digital gray card. Black, white, and gray. This is if you do custom white balance. If you don't know what I'm talking about, click over here for the video to my custom white balance. Most DSLRs and manual cameras have the ability to balance the white. Say your images are too blue or too yellow, you can balance that with a custom card. I was using like anything white, so you can use a sheet of paper. I was using a white shoe, but I was like, let me just get this. It's small and it fits in my bag. Whoop, right there. Right, back to the lenses. Once you get a lens, you want to get a lens filter. Basically, it's this filter that sits on the top of your lens. I suggest always having a filter on your lens if you do shoot with a digital SLR. And that's only because if something were to happen, like, I don't know, it was poked out or something, you have this protecting it before it hits the actual glass lens. And this is like lots of money, so you don't want that to be ruined. I've had this forever, I just never talked about it, which is AA rechargeable batteries, which are being used right now, but I always advise to getting chargeable batteries. I have a habit of cutting corners when sometimes you don't work out to your benefit. So I like to shop no name on Amazon. So I bought a no name battery for my Canon and a no name charger for my Canon because I had misplaced my original battery and charger. Now, it's cheaper and it does the job, or at least I thought it did, until the batteries, like the little prongs in the battery, this part, they were too tight and it jacked up the charger it came in. So because it was too tight, when I loaded it in the charger, it bent the charger. So I'm out of batteries and the recharger sucks. So now I had to just spend money on a Canon battery and charger. So I'm just like, you know what? Sometimes it's worth to spend a little bit more money on something that you know is made well. I got this, it's called a Halo. You can get any rechargeable battery. I got this from an event I was working, but it was for free. It has all these cords and you can charge your iPod, your iPad, anything really, because it has all these extensions, even like a BlackBerry. And I bring this with me everywhere. Sometimes I hate it because I forget to charge it overnight. And I like to drain it completely and then charge it. So this holds, I think, about like 2.5, 3 charges. And yeah. Ooh, lighting. This was my old light. Again, it's cheap. I could afford that at the time. But I have now bought 2 of these. They were both like between $20 and $30. I've now spent $60. And it still works, but this plastic has broken. And it's kind of bulky. And because I have been traveling a lot, I try to travel as light as possible. A friend of mine, Latoya's boo, Ron Diaz, put me onto this little charger light. It's a small little light. It's very powerful. The thing, though, that I don't like about it, I bought it from B&H. There's no dimmer. And I didn't know it at the time, but it's AAA batteries. I don't like AAA. So if they had this, I haven't really used it. I used it maybe twice. But yeah, tuck haul, whatever. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh! Mic. I got a Rode mic. Now, I haven't used it. I have an older one, but the company sent this to me. I wanted to use a mic that plugged into my iPhone because that's really the only mic, along with my H4n Zoom mic that I'm using, that I trust. This is my issue. When I plug this directly into my camera, I have a tendency to be forgetful, or something happens. So say I forget to turn this on. If I'm recording this video, it won't record any sound at all because the built-in audio has been disabled once this is plugged in. So there have been times that I've used an external mic that's plugged directly into my camera and something happens. Either I forget to put it on or the battery dies and I have no audio. I'm so paranoid with stuff like that. So I do have this. I just don't want to put this guy. This is called a dead cat, and that's for the wind. It came with that. So this is the Rode mic, and this thing plugs in here. Simple enough, but do I want to be that person walking around filming like this? No, not really. So I'll use it maybe if I'm doing like a short film or something. I also would not plug it directly into here. I would plug it into this. So in the event that this backfires, I have a backup. I like the idea of having a backup audio. Is that it? Oh, I have one more thing. Because I spent all that money on that camera, not only did they give me a UV filter and a lunchbox, a la Canon camera bag, they gave me this Monopod, which is actually kind of awesome. When you just need to stabilize, I do have a shaky hand sometimes. I would use this at an event. Like at the Essence, if I had remembered to bring this with me, I would have used this. But I didn't. So that is all I have for you. If you have any questions, make sure you read the box. If you don't find the answers there or in my video playlist, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will not answer your question, okay? Remember to do you, and stay true. Be shameless, bro. And for your chance to win this beautiful bag that Shameless Maya is modeling by New York camera bag designers onabags.com, make sure you guys read the description box and enter for all the details. Make sure you subscribe and watch these videos. Very helpful. One to the left is with my girl, Hey Friend Hey, and I'm answering some of your common tech-related questions. And this one on the right is the white balance, figuring out why your lights are so yellow and or blue.